What's up, everybody? I'm changing it up today because I've got a big old theory based on some of the rumors coming out for Avengers 5, and I think Marvel is cooking something crazy for the end of this saga. I should also say before we get going here, this isn't a leak or anything, just my crazy theory based on some even crazier rumors. So, you guys ready? Let's go. Alright, to set the premise for my vision of Avengers 5 or Avengers KANG Dynasty, whatever it ends up being called, we have to start with another movie, Doctor Strange 3. Once again, this is just a whole lot of theory based on some rumors, but I think this movie is going to be huge for the end of the saga and will slide into the slot in early 2026, just before Avengers 5 as a direct lead in to that movie. In my mind, this movie's opening scene would see Strange and Clea picking up right where he left him at the end of Multiverse of Madness, going to fix the incursion that Strange caused. I could see them successfully stopping it, but I think if this movie opened up with Strange and Clea failing to stop an incursion, and the incursion would have to be like incredibly visual, like spectacle, super dark, just terrifying, and that's the reason you get Sam Raimi back. Uh, I think that would be a crazy way to start this movie, especially if Earth 838 from Multiverse of Madness is one of the worlds being destroyed because of Steven. From there, I'd have Clea's love for Strange start to show a bit, even though, he's partially corrupted by the Darkhold right now from using it. And I don't think this should be something we see wrapped in this movie. Like, I don't need them getting married or anything. But Michael Waldron did pretty much confirm they'll be lovers like in the comics, with some comments following Multiverse of Madness and Marvel's decision to include Clea. While that's developing, they get to talking about Strange's standoff with Dormammu in the first movie, and he'd learn from Clea that Dormammu is still around, having taken control over the Dark Dimension from her family before that encounter. And although it's not a direct violation of his agreement with Dormammu, Strange, he'd be furious about this. So Clea and Strange Clea would take Strange with her to the Dark Dimension, but with the Time Stone destroyed, it's not going to be so easy for Steven this time around. Clea and Strange would put up a good fight, but when Strange is injured, Clea opens a door for him, knowing he wouldn't leave on his own, to get back to Earth, and as Dormammu goes to grab her, she tells him, "Find the witch." Yes, that's right. Wanda's back. I know I'm going to be deviating from the comics here, and I'm sure there are people who are sick of Wanda, but that's nothing new for the MCU, so I'm not too worried about it myself. Steven would return to Mount Wundagore, finding a redeemed, sane Wanda at its base, having made it her home away from home in isolation. Before those two could make their way back to the Dark Dimension, though, they'd have a showdown with Baron Mordo, which would serve as Strange's kind of final test to see if Wanda's really sane again, checking if she's herself, and he'd do that by giving the illusion that Mordo was going to beat him, maybe even kill him, as Wanda comes in, taking Mordo down and leaving him alive and unknowingly passing the test. With Mordo taken care of, they'd head back to the Dark Dimension and immediately, upon arrival, be met by Dormammu's mindless ones as a massive fight ensues. At first, Steven's only concern is Clea, who he's grown fond of during their short time together, so once he sees that she's alive and, just imprisoned with the rest of her family and the people of the Dark Dimension, his main focus becomes getting to her and saving her. As Wanda goes crazy, taking out the mindless one, Strange makes his way up the side of the swarm, being badass in his own right, making his way towards Clea as he frees her, and with the combined power of the three, Strange, Clea, and Wanda, they defeat Dormammu and restore rule over the Dark Dimension to Clea's mother, Umar. To end the movie, Strange and Wanda would return to Earth while Clea remains in the Dark Dimension, unsure of her future with Steven, as Strange tells Wanda he's proud of her progress, but at the same time, he needs help, and she's going to have to toe the line as the formation of the Illuminati begins. Finally, we jump to the credit scenes, and yes, there would be two for this movie if I made it. The first would see Jeffrey Wright's live action debut as Uatu watching over the oncoming incursion between the Earth Monica Rambeau is stranded on at the end of the Marvels and our Earth 616. The second one, it would reveal the first meeting of Steven's new team, revealing the roster. That's the new Illuminati. You can call them the new Avengers if you want to fit the Avengers title. It would feature himself, Wanda, Hulk, Namor, Shuri, Rhodey, and Yelena. Okay, before we get into my vision for Avengers 5, I wanted to take a second to thank you for checking out this video. I had so much fun working up this theory over the past week, and if it's something you want to see more of in the future here on the channel, just let me know down in the comments below, because if you guys want this type of thing and more of this type of thing, I'll get in the kitchen. With that being said, let's get into the next Avengers movie. Now, I do need to set the stage with a rumor from Daniel RPK where he said there'd be limited involvement from the new characters in the MCU, as well as no Fantastic Four members, and Marvel has already started telling certain actors to clear their schedule for the filming of this movie, and this is really what set this whole big three-movie theory into motion, with Benedict Cumberbatch being among those names. This movie would pick up soon after the post-credit scene for Doctor Strange 3, with the formation of the Illuminati taking place a week prior. By this point, Strange and Banner have figured out an incursion detection system, and as the team returns from another mission, the alarm is sounded and the 8-hour timer begins. The newly founded team jumps into action immediately, going to the epicenter on Hulk's sensor. They arrive at the scene, none of them expected to see, all of them seeing a new face for the first time except for Wanda, who immediately warns them that she's seen this man before while dreamwalking, and he's not a friendly. That man is none other than Kang, and it's his variant, Immortus. Wanda reveals she's seen this variant, as well as a couple others, going up against the Fantastic Four of other universes while dreamwalking, and it's a good thing Steven's there to corroborate that that team even exists. But to our team's surprise, Immortus is very non-confrontational, because this incursion is actually going to ruin his and the Council of Kang's plans to conquer every Earth for themselves. The only thing that helps the Council in this situation is that all the heroes would die and they wouldn't have to get their hands dirty. Immortus obviously doesn't reveal this plan to the new Avengers, but instead plays the oblivious card, acting as if he's just, this Earth's variant of a monster, but he's not a monster. Wanda's skeptical, but Shuri and Namor push the team to believe in him, and for seemingly no reason at all other than just blind trust. With the incursion site analyzed, the team returns to their base on Mount Wundagore, and Mortis walking by their side, a free man offering Banner and Strange assistance in building weapons to save their Earth. But it's not long before Steven gets suspicious, as Immortus' scientific skills and knowledge are just far beyond anything he's ever seen, and all Steven can think is that he must do whatever it takes to save his planet. That's why he formed this team. In the 6th hour, with an armory full of defense weapons, they return to the site to prepare for the fight of their lives, but when they arrive, the rift is already open, with 4 figures standing in the shadows, and the second the man in the chair speaks, Stephen knows who he's run into. Charles Xavier, Beast, Maria Rambeau, and our Monica Rambeau emerge from the shadows with a boatload of questions, but also a puzzling reunion between Wanda and Monica, as well as an odd first encounter for Steven and this Charles Xavier. Charles pleads with Steven that these weapons mustn't be used on his Earth, on his people, but Strange informs him that he's seen Charles Xavier make the mistake of thinking he can beat a power he doesn't understand. And he's not making the same mistake as the 3 X-Men from the alternate reality are swiftly wiped out by Namor, Yelena, and Strange. Monica, already confused and disoriented by her experience the last couple of months, combined with returning home, breaks as she jets off, and when Namor goes to follow, Steven tells him not to worry about her. Their current predicament is far larger than one person, and no one will stop them from saving their planet. Unfortunately, every weapon they throw at the incursion doesn't work, and that's when the Scarlet Centurion and Rama Tut appear late in the 7th hour alongside Molecule Man, as the screen cuts to black and our heroes wake up separated, surrounded by others, some familiar, some not so familiar to them, and we're on Battleworld. Also, if I was making this movie, I'm going with no post-credit scene here, no mid-credit scene. Make us, the audience, just sit with this for, 6 months, a year and a half, however long the gap is between this and Secret Wars. Then just really quick to wrap it up here, I don't have a full plot theory for Secret Wars. I'd imagine it'd be something similar to the comics with different characters, but I do have a long, very long list of characters who I'd personally put on Battleworld, so let's finish this off with that. Coming from our Earth, 616, I'd obviously have our Illuminati, Strange, Wanda, Hulk, Shuri, Namor, Yelena, and Rhodey. Then I'd also throw in Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Wong, Star-Lord, Spider-Man, Thor, Daredevil, Punisher, Shang-Chi, She-Hulk, the Fantastic Four, and Ant-Man, and probably Wasp too. Then enter our multiversal heroes coming in from other realities, obviously bringing both Tobey's Spider-Man and Andrew's Spider-Man, as well as Chris Evans' Captain America and Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. Sorry, and maybe let's get Natasha Romanoff back in there too. Also coming from the multiverse, I'd bring the OG X-Men cast with Magneto, Storm, Deadpool, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, and Jean. Topping it off with Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider and Tom Hardy's Venom. I know that's a packed battle roll, but I think this movie's legit going to be the biggest movie ever made, as we're just going to be eating so damn good. And so that'll do it for today's video. Like I said before, let me know if you guys want more videos like this, or if you have any questions about it, I'm happy to answer them for you. It would also help a ton if you guys subscribe to the channel as it continues to just grow, and thank you once again for stopping by the Nerdverse. I hope to see you back in the future, and as I always say, make sure you have a great day.